Okay, this video is about health bars for the player and for the boss, and talking about boss movements. I got this game set up for the Android device and for the PC, and I'll show you the steps in part 1 and part 2 here. I'll give you the full GMX file so you can download it and see it before seeing the second part, but I'll explain it a little more in detail and slower paced here. There's a lot going on in this video, or these two parts. I may even make it 3, I don't know. But here is the demo for how the boss and the player interact. So you jumps over the, gets hit and dies, of course. There's a message at the beginning here which you didn't see. So at the very beginning, he says it's all over for you, and basically what you can't even shoot him when he's talking right now. Well, again, you can fire your weapon, but you can't get to him because he stands up here talking. So at the very beginning, he's talking, and it's just an image of him in there, and there's the animation here where he's moving his mouth and eyeballs. And that's it. Origins at 0, 0 for X and Y. So, and it's -10. What does the trick here is the message that he has. So the message is up there, and it's this object message. It says it's all over for you, right? Origin at 0 and Y 0, and is an alarm set here. Get it from the main 2 tab. I set the seconds for 50 milliseconds. Alarm 0 kicks in. Got the alarm 0 from an add event. Then you do the same thing. 50 milliseconds, alarm 0. So they have to match, of course, for the alarm to work. So when that happens, when the alarm goes off, it's going to destroy the message, and it's going to switch the bad guy from talking to he's going to start moving and firing his weapon. So that's what's happening here. So after the message, he's talking, the message is destroyed, and then he switches from him talking to actually physically firing his weapon. Message bubbles at -50 here. So then he starts firing his weapon. And so here's the animation for the animation here. He just blinks back and forth, moving his mouth and his eyes. And so what's happening here, this is where the boss movements start happening. So you do the crate event from that event, then you grab in the main 1 tab, you grab a crate movement, and I've had it set for the bad guy weapon, the fire's weapon. The direction is going to be at 135, speed's going to be at 40. Set it to relative, so it's the direction of where the weapon's going to be firing at is at 135. The direction doesn't matter because it's going to, I've talked about direction in my other videos. So this is it's shooting at it's shooting toward the left of the good guy, but it's going I believe down at an angle, 135, and then the bad guy himself, he's moving at a speed of 5, direction left, and then another alarm's going to kick in after 10 milliseconds. Alarm 0 is going to kick in, and when that happens, he's going to fire his then he's going to basically fire another weapon, the same weapon but in different directions. It's going to be shot at 180, which is going to be left straight across, 40 speed relative. So you only have to have one boss weapon, and you can use the crate movement to put it at different positions when the bad guy's firing the weapon out. So you don't have to make several bad guy weapons and have them go in different directions. You can just use the one bad guy weapon and have it shoot out at multiple different locations. Alright, so this is going to go at a 180, which is going to go left straight across. Set it to relative, and then the alarm 0 is going to kick in, 10 milliseconds, and then he's going to go 7 speeds left. So the first alarm, he went 5 speeds left, and then here he's going 7 speeds right. Going right 7 speeds. Then alarm 1 is going to kick in, so you got to have a different alarm. You can't have alarm 0 because alarm 0 already happened. So now you have to make alarm 1 and I set it to 10 milliseconds. Then alarm 1 has got to match alarm 1. See, add event, grab the alarm 1, and then alarm 1 he's going to fire at 225, which I believe is going up at an angle, or it's going down at an angle, going left. Speed's at 40, relative checked. Remember, I did a video in the past with directions, and you can watch that video and it'll explain more about the directions of the weapon, the bad guy weapon. I'm just going over this kind of fast because I've already talked about it in the past, so just to give you some I'm just giving you a rundown right here pretty much. So then it's going to go in a different direction, of course, at 40 speed. You could change this to 50, 60, or slower if you wanted to for each weapon. I mean, you're using the same weapon, but you can change the speed, you can change the direction of it. So it's up to you there. And after alarm 1, after 10 milliseconds of him shooting the weapon at 225, then alarm 1 is going to kick in at 10 milliseconds and it's going to make him go left 5 speeds. Then alarm 2 is going to kick in 10 milliseconds, and then he's going to go right 7 speeds, and then he's going to have a different weapon. I mean, have the same weapon, but it's going to be a different location. So it's 270, 40 speeds. And then alarm 3 is going to kick in, and then he's going to shoot one last time at 315, 40 speeds, same weapon, just different speed, different direction. After alarm, and then when 3 starts kicking in, then he's going to switch from bad guy up, top 2, to bad guy looking straight. So looking straight means he's this image right here. So he's on top, looking straight, and then you go back to alarm 0 because you have it set up with a different image, and you don't have to have it parented. You do not have to have the boss parented because it posed issues when I had it parented with the weapon, how the weapon was shot out and his movement. So I decided not to have it parented. And like I said, this is not going to affect the health bar, the custom health bar, because I've tried it. It works fine. So the custom health bar, if you shoot the boss and then he switches to a different image and you shoot him again, then the health bar knows exactly where you left off at. So I'll talk about that in a minute. So after 20 milliseconds, the alarm's going to kick in, and he's going to switch to down image. So the down image is him again, the same image, but he goes down at 50 speeds, and he lands on the ground. So let me show you this video. Let me show you this. Show this to you one more time here, so you can see what I'm talking about. So he's talking there. It's kind of going too quick. So he's shooting, then he goes down. See, shooting again, he's going down. Shooting again, going down. So it repeats. I can shoot too. His health bar starts dying too. All right, so I'm gonna take out the weapon that he's shooting at me, so I can show you what's going on here. So now he can't kill me now. Now I can shoot him, and he has more power than I do. So, and I'll show you that later. But you can shoot him and see how his power is starting to die. I can't shoot him up the top. He's only supposed to shoot one weapon. I don't have it set up with. I have it set up. He's shooting two right now because I'm pressing the enter button on the keyboard. But he's supposed to only shoot once using, I'm using this power button for the Android device. But he's supposed to shoot just one out. But see how his health bar is being lowered, and when he goes left, the button's not there because I don't want him to shoot going left. I want him to shoot going right. So once he gets hit last time, it blinks and dies out. Now, if you didn't want him to, you could have the health bar blink for a couple seconds, milliseconds, and then you can have it jump to another room where it shows the boss dead or something, like doing some kind of traumatic motion where he's falling down and dying. You can do the same thing for your character too. Just have him go to another room instead of just having the health bar blink at the top. But yeah, so that's what's happening here. So once the health bar blinks a couple of times, then it's going to end game. So after 15 milliseconds, it's going to end game. And I've talked about this before with the deactivate and activate health bars on my other previous videos, so I'm not going to go in detail about that so much. And the blinking health bar is at -101, and like I said, the blinking health bar is deactivated because it's physically there on the screen right now. See, it's there on the screen, so it's deactivated. But once you kill the boss off, it is activated, so that way it ends game. Because if you have it activated at the beginning of the game, it's going to end game just like that. So you got to make sure that both red health bars are deactivated at the beginning, and then once you destroy the boss so many times, once you hit him so many times, and the animation of the image is decreased, then it's going to switch and activate the red to be blinking, and then after so many milliseconds, it's going to be in game. This line right here is there for the boss, and it's invisible when you play the game. So what happens when he jumps up to this line, he stops right here on this land piece. If I didn't have this line here, he would keep going up above this blue sky, and then it's stupid. So you got to make sure he hits this red line so he stays here every time when he goes back up to this platform. So when he goes back up, when he goes up 50 speeds, then he hits this stopper, which is not solid and is just 0 and is not visible. So once he hits that stopper, then he switches back to bat up top 2, which means that he's starting to repeat his process where he's going to shoot his weapons out, and then he's going to go through all these alarms and repeat the process, and then jump back down to this land right here, and then fire a couple shots, and then then the timer is going to kick back in, and he's going to jump back up here and hit this line, and then he's going to repeat the process where he shoots all the weapon out full spread. I don't want him to go back and talk again because he did that at the beginning. And it's kind of hard for you to see that because once like I said, when I play it, you can't really see it that well because I have to rescale this. But see, he's talking right there for a second, and then he's firing his weapon. I could, what I could do real quick here is just put in like a reset probably, maybe, so you can see it better. Let me just... I don't know. Let me do this real quick so maybe you can see it better. See how he talks. So like I said at the beginning, he's going to talk for a couple seconds, and like I said, you can move around, but you can't kill him until he gets down on the ground there. He's not killing me because I don't have it set up for him to kill me right now, because I'm just trying to demonstrate to you how this works. And then, like I said, when he kills me, then it does the same thing. It's going to end game. Well, I don't have it set up for him to kill me, but it's going to do the same thing where it's going to blink, and then after 15 milliseconds, it's going to end game because it'll be red. Alright, so this is going to conclude this video because it's already reaching like 18 minutes. So I will talk more about this in my next video. Like I said, I will upload the GMX file to you, and you can download the full GMX file, and it shows you everything, and there's nothing left out on it, you know. So I'll give you the full GMX file, and then I'll explain more in the next video. Thanks for watching.